everyone. I am Sue Brooke with Alignable on the Road, and I'm so excited to be here with my good friend Sue Bonzel in Santa Rosa, California. Hi, Sue.
Hello, Sue.
Oh, this is going to be very confusing. Okay, we're both Sue B, believe it or not. Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm here in Sonoma County, which includes Santa Rosa and several other communities, and I'm really excited that I've known Sue for a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I came, some of you know my story, when I came to Sonoma County after meeting my sister on Ancestry. I went to a networking event. I think it was a chamber mixer. My sister, of course, knew her.
Of course.
And Sue ends up knowing everyone in town. So I thought, I'm going to come up here and she can tell us all about Sonoma County. And she is a serial entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So I want to talk to you a little bit first, Sue. I want you to tell everyone, what made you decide to be an entrepreneur in the first place?
Oh, gosh. Well, I grew up, my parents were entrepreneurs. They had business after business. I grew up on a farm. It was an apple farm. So I learned, business. I learned working with customers. I learned, customer service that as a child. And my parents were always with us. We were with the business. So it just made sense to me when it was time. I did go out when I was in my early 20s and did go work for other people and had corporate experience and all of that. And then I decided I want to do my own thing, and I want to have my own business and stay home with my kids. And so I was able to do that by starting a graphic design business, and that's how I started.
That's
my first business.
That's right, graphic design, but an apple farm. So apples are really big in Sebastopol.
Yes, the Gravenstein apple. That's a big thing in Sebastopol, Sonoma County. It's considered an heirloom apple, so it's kind of rare. You don't find the Gravenstein apple, and it's delicious.
I didn't even know that.
Yes.
And I lived out here 3 years. Wow. And so then, where did the winery come in?
So we had the apple farm, and my dad, being a farmer, knew that sometimes you have to change crops. You have to change things up a little bit. And as the grapes and the wineries started getting very popular, he said, you know what, we have an opportunity. Let's put in grapes, and we have the space. Let's do a winery. Wow. So they said, okay, our next business, we're going to have a winery. And so we had a winery for several years. We had award-winning wine. We took home the sweepstakes red wine one year with the San Francisco Chronicle. Really kind of put us on the map. And
that's amazing.
So we had that for several years, and then my folks were ready to retire and get out of the wine business, and I wasn't quite what I love. The wine industry. I love drinking wine. I'm very good at it. But I felt like I was smart enough to know it probably wasn't a good move for me personally to be owning and running a small winery. It's a lot of work. It's not easy.
I can't even imagine. So then you got into graphic design, and then fast forward a little bit more. You've done a lot.
I've done a lot of things. After the winery, I was a realtor here in Sonoma County, fairly successful, won best real estate agent for the paper a couple of years, and so it was very successful in that. And I ended up getting very, very sick in 2018. Ended up having to have kidney surgery. It was pretty major. Took some time off of the real estate and had to really do some soul searching to say, is real estate really what I want to do?
Yeah.
Is that really what I want to do? Do I really want to continue the stress, the stress on my body, all of those things? And I had to make a decision, and I said, you know what, it's time to do something different. So I've been doing radio for 15 years on the side. That's my part-time little side gig.
Yeah, she's kind of famous out here. People know her. Yeah.
I'm on a country radio station called, it's 93.7 The Bull. So it's country. I get to play all my fun favorite country music and all of that. And so I went to work for the station full-time doing their promotions and marketing just to get myself settled.
Sure.
And of course, what was it, a year and a half in, and I was like, nope, I got to go back to being my own person and have my own business.
Absolutely.
So I came back, and now I'm doing some marketing consulting. And then last year in 2020, what a year that was, started a new business with my partner, who is behind the camera right now, Ryan. You can't see him, but yeah.
We'll bring him on in a second.
We started a new business called vLiveCast, and we are doing video production and with an emphasis on a lot of live streaming, virtual events, all of those types of things. So we've been really busy for the past year because everything had to go virtual. So we felt it felt good to know that we were helping people because everybody had to step into this virtual realm, and everybody's going, how do we do it? We don't know how to do it. What do we do? We're not sure. So it's worked out really great, and we've had some really fun events, some great clients, and yeah, we continue to do. So that's why we're here in the studio, in our studio.
This place. So. We'll do a little thing maybe later to show you where she's at. You just got this place not too long ago.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yep.
I want to go backwards to a year ago, a little over a year ago, 2020. As most people know, I have a huge heart for small business, and I just couldn't stand, it just broke my heart to see so many businesses just not being able to move forward, or they were shutting down, or people just got stuck. They didn't know where to go, or it's like they couldn't find those opportunities. So Sue and I went to Sue and I said, Sue, we have to do something. And we started doing these online virtual masterminds called Mastermind with Sue. It was funny because it was Mastermind with Sue, but there's two of us. And people were like, well, which Sue?
Which one? I'm like, doesn't matter. We're both going to be there.
Yes, and we've been doing this for over a year. It's been absolutely amazing, and we've helped a lot of small business owners. So when she was saying about video, people feeling so uncomfortable. I remember there was a guy in our, Paul, who's a really good friend of ours now, which is also amazing. We met all these people from all over the world that are best friends. And I remember him coming one of the first ones, and he was just terrified. He said, I can't do this. I can't do this video thing. And Sue was a big part of helping him find himself, I guess. How would you say
find his voice and feel a little more comfortable speaking on video, and now we can't shut him up.
We can't.
I mean, he's fantastic. We love him.
Oh my gosh! So that I love that Sue just kind of took it and run with it, and that's the thing about going through things. You know, things happen in life. Like when you were talking about getting sick, it was after my car accident. It was the same thing. You know, you kind of stop. It's like I got hit by a truck, and I always say when I got hit, I got hit by a truck in more ways than one. Yeah. You know, not only being literally hit by a truck, but it was like, okay, wait a second, what am I doing with my life?
Yes.
And so I totally, it like gives me chills when you were saying that, because I totally understand laying in a hospital bed going, okay.
What am I doing?
Yes, life can end like that. Exactly. And you know, it's so true. We all need to. Oh my gosh, I'm getting like chills.
That's a good thing.
We really do, though. We need to, I love helping people understand that our life is really short and it's not guaranteed, right?
Exactly.
So
find your passion and start following it. Take steps.
Absolutely. And Sue's one that, you know, we resonate a lot because we're kind of like that. We're like that person that goes, okay, I have an idea for a business. Okay, and by the next day, we have the website up. We have like the whole business plan, the systems, procedures, the whole 9 yards, right?
Exactly. We've done it. We do it over and over again.
We've done it a few times. So cool. So now she took this thing in 2020 and turned it into this amazing business. And now that's what you're doing. And you're starting your own show too, right?
I am. I'm actually starting a couple of shows. So I'm starting Sonoma County TV. Which is highlighting businesses and fun and entertainment and cool people in Sonoma County in the wine country here. And then I'm also starting a new one called Cow Chair Sessions. And everybody goes, what in the heck are you talking about? That? I have a chair that has a cow print on it that I love. And I'm getting local musicians to come and play a session in the cow chair. And it's all kind of centered around some of the country music that I love from the radio station and that type of thing. So bringing in some local artists, as well as I'm going to be doing some video interviews with artists across the country. I've already set up some. I really want to promote new artists because it's just like starting a new business.
Oh, yeah.
You know, trying to be a new artist and especially being creative and trying to put something out in the world that's like, it's like your baby.
Oh yeah.
And I want to help those people. Like, how can I help you promote? And I'm gonna hopefully put their songs on the radio too, and get them a little extra. So,
I love that. I have a huge heart for musicians and artists of any kind because they put their heart and soul, like you said, into those songs. And what's really cool is now in the world. Back when I was involved in that, there wasn't YouTube or any of that kind of stuff. So you had to get a deal. You had to get a record deal.
Yep.
And now if you just get on video and get on YouTube or TikTok,
Yes, exactly.
you can become famous. I mean,
Yep.
look at places like The Voice and American Idol.
All those,
They
yeah.
find a lot of those people just
Yep.
because they got online. So you now get to help
I
local
know.
artists do that. I think
It's
that's
exciting.
so cool.
Yes.
So you are new to Alignable.
I'm fairly new to Alignable, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so you're just starting a group for Sonoma County small businesses.
Yes.
So if you're in Sonoma County area, you want to get on a group that Sue has here. So you're just getting started, and you've met several people from Alignable,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So-
Several people from all over. I mean, I love that it's kind of got the local, you can connect locally,
Yes.
but I'm actually also connecting with people outside of our area, which sometimes you just never know where your business is going to come from. So it's been fun. It's been really fun. There's been some great discussions on there, and lots
yeah.
of learning opportunities. Yeah, I think it's great.
Absolutely, and it's so funny. I just got into town last night, and there's a girl named Sue, another Sue.
Another Sue.
Her name's Sue Alexander. I met her through Alignable, and she started coming to our masterminds.
Yes.
So there were 3 Sues at a party last night, but that's what video and being online and
Yes.
doing all this, it's just amazing. We met people all over the world
Well,
that we're friends with.
That's what I love about, especially, with Alignable and doing our mastermind, you really, and I think this is the thing that everybody realized last year and this last year is like, oh my gosh, I can actually do business with people who aren't in my area.
In my bubble.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I can get outside of the bubble and I can meet all these incredible, talented people and have an opportunity to work with so many different people. And I think that's why you were able to get into your motorhome.
Oh, yes.
And you know what I mean? It's like, normally you'd be like, nope, this is where my business is. This is who I work with. And
Exactly.
this really opened things up for a lot of people. So
It's
it was
amazing.
it was a crazy year, but it was a good reset, I think, for a lot of people too.
Oh, I love it. A good
Yeah.
reset. So let's talk a little bit about your business now and what kind of clients are you
Yeah.
kind of working with? So I know you're not just staying local. You've got some all over, right?
We have
So-
some all over. So we've been working with, where we started was in the nonprofit area for a lot of the nonprofits that couldn't have their live events anymore and raise their money.
yes.
So we really felt that was a pull we wanted to help the nonprofits. And so we still work with a fair amount of nonprofits. Some locally, we've worked with some fully virtual that are not here in the area, which you could, these days you can do everything virtual, so it doesn't matter. And we're kind of transitioning a little bit. We're starting to work with, and we would like to work with more corporate clients. So for some promotional type things, educational events, conferences, those types of things. So we'd like to kind of move into that realm a little bit more than we are now. So
Very
yeah.
cool. So what I always like to ask this because my heart's in small business, and you've worked with a lot of business owners.
Yes.
You work with them now. You've worked with them throughout the years, and you've been an entrepreneur. If you had some advice to give to a new business owner, what kind of advice would you give them?
Okay, best advice.
Okay.
I would say you need to build a team. I know it's hard being a new business owner, entrepreneur. You wear all the hats. You're doing everything. You're doing the marketing. You're doing the sales. You're doing the this. You're doing the that. You're doing the work.
Yes.
And it can be really overwhelming. And it's really difficult to build your business when it's just you. So don't be afraid to reach out. Get somebody on board with you. Have a partner. I partnered up with Ryan, and for a long time, I was very, I'm kind of a control freak. I'm like, no, it's my thing. I do it, and I'm the one, and it's me, and it's all mine. And as soon as we partnered, and I was lucky enough to find an amazing partner. We work really well together,
awesome.
and it was like, okay, this is what it should be. This is what it's supposed to be. It's not about me. It's about us and what we can do together.
Exactly.
So I would say definitely find your team. Don't be afraid to team up with people.
I love that. And it reminds me, and I tell this story a lot, when I had my tutoring business and my after school program, my school, and I was doing everything myself, and when I finally said, I finally realized I didn't need to do everything. There were people that were better than me, that did
Yes.
things way better than I could, and it just changed everything. And so the thing is, what a lot of business owners do is that they think, well, I can't afford to hire somebody.
Right.
I don't have the money to hire someone. But the truth of the matter is, once you jump off that cliff to do it, you will make more money. I mean, I remember hiring my first director for my school, and I said, I don't know how I'm going to pay you. I honestly didn't know how I was going to, but the second I said, I'm just going to do it, I ended up making more money and helping way more people, which is the bottom line anyway.
Exactly.
I mean, we all want to help everybody, so that's really, really good advice. Yeah. So I would love to know, so did you guys know each other for a long time?
Yep.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So how did you start being an entrepreneur in the first place?
Well, it's kind of a little bit of a sad story. So my parents, my grandparents, you go back a few generations, always self-employed. I personally, my dad had his own business, and so I first started working when I was 12 in the upstairs bedroom doing work for my dad at piecemeal. And so I got paid by the part for this business that he was in. And that's actually how we ended up moving to Sonoma County. He partnered with somebody else that had a bigger business. That all worked out great. When that happened, I lost my job because it wasn't in the house anymore. I had to travel. Well, at 15, I couldn't drive. So I ended up going to Taco Bell at 16. But I had my first restaurant at 22. And was perfectly happy doing the fast food thing. I was with a corporate store. They paid well. They had great structure, great training, and a lot of support. Wow. A lot of support. You have an HR issue, you get on the phone, you call HR. You don't have to worry about balancing the books. You make your deposits. It was great because all the support. 4th of July, I forget how many years, over 20 years ago now, it was Friday, parents go home, and my stepmother didn't feel well that night.
Okay.
And so I got a phone call at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning from my dad, says you need to come to the hospital in Sebastopol. We've called a pastor and all of these types of things. I didn't know she didn't feel good. So this was completely out of the blue for me.
How old were you?
23, 24, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Okay. Wow.
And it was like, okay. So anyway, my stepmom ended up spending 6 months in intensive care. At that time, their business that was very flush with money, they had, it was great. Oh. Within 2 months, they had to go to the bank and get an emergency loan because obviously my stepmom wasn't there. She was in the hospital, and guess where my dad was? Wow. So my dad reached out to me. He goes, hey, would you mind helping us out? And I said, of course. Not. And again, this is not where my intention was. I had no desires of working with my parents. As you've had experience.
It's not easy. It is not easy.
It's not easy. But we fought back. And each month, it was month to month. We didn't know if the business was going to survive. We had a lot of great clients, a lot of great vendors. We had a great bank that we worked with. And so we kind of crawled out of this really big hole that was created very quickly. And I worked with them for about 5 years and then ended up buying that business from them.
What kind of business was it?
It was a printer copier business.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, but it was back before the internet was big, and we actually manufactured our own recycled laser printer cartridges.
Interesting.
So we were very early adopters for recycling. Go back into the dot matrix business, where you didn't have to buy a new ribbon because the ribbon wore out, not the plastic that held it.
Right.
So what we did is we kept the plastic, we got rid of the old ribbon, put new nylon in, new ribbon.
Amazing.
And so we're early adopters of recycling.
Old stuff, yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So that's my introduction to entrepreneurship. And the big thing I'll say is once I bought the business from my parents, kind of the oh shit moment, if you will, was I didn't have an HR department to call. I had to worry about all the bookkeeping. And it was like, oh my gosh. So I feel fortunate that I had that structure coming from corporate.
Wow.
But it was definitely, you don't realize what you don't realize until you're in it.
Exactly. It's not easy being an entrepreneur.
No, it is not.
It is not easy. Been there, done that a bunch of times. And
still doing it.
But I am still doing it. But But that gave you, you know what to do now. Like you have now when you're starting a new business, you already know that things can happen and that you're
They're
prepared
going
for
to
them.
happen.
Yes.
Of course,
Right.
they're always going to happen.
Yeah, always gonna. I volunteer for SCORE. I don't know if you're familiar
Yes,
with
I
SCORE at
do.
all.
Yes,
so I
absolutely.
volunteer for SCORE.
That's awesome.
So I really enjoy working with the young entrepreneurs.
Me too.
They're so much fun, and they absorb information on a regular basis. And I always let them know. I go, look, if you're in business long enough, you're going to upset a customer. Something's going to go south. You're going to lose money. Things are going to happen, and it's all about the recovery process, right?
It
How
is.
quickly mentally
That's right.
can you recover?
Right.
And so the
That's
less
true.
you resist what's going on and all the bummer stuff that's going on with it,
Yes, absolutely.
if you can just stop resisting that and just say, okay,
Exactly.
and then ask yourself, okay, well, what do I want now?
Yes.
So that you can move forward towards what it is that you want. And I think if people search more towards what they want,
Yep.
they're going to be happier in life and they're going to be happier in business.
Absolutely. And it's so funny. We're saying how get a team, have people there to help you. It's just, wow, great learnings here from.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, you got to listen to these people. They're amazing.
Well, you talk about a team. I mean, there's so much I get to learn from Sue.
Oh, yeah.
Because she looks at life differently. She definitely has strengths that I don't have.
And vice versa.
And vice
Yeah.
versa. And it's great to be able to learn from her and also know that I don't necessarily have to perform in a way that I don't want, that's not a strong suit for me,
Right.
where it's an asset, a value that she has.
That's awesome.
Let her shine in the ways that she does, and then
And he takes care of the tech.
and then I take care of the tech. So
I
it's
think
perfect.
that's awesome. And I've been in a lot of very bad partnerships, like very bad.
Yeah.
And in fact, when people say, do you think we should go into partnership? It's like, no, that's usually what I say. Do not, absolutely,
That's usually
do
what I
not
say
do it.
too.
Do not do it. But somehow this is working. How long have
Yes.
you guys been working together? And what is the secret to, yeah.
A little over a year we started the business, but like I said, we've known each other for years. I don't know what the secret is. I think it's communication. We both,
I just say yes. Sue says, I say yes. Okay.
it's like the work husband. You know what I mean? It's like seriously. No, because I think we communicate really well,
Yes.
even though we sometimes have different communication styles. And I always crack up when we get into these discussions where you're going, no, this, and I'm going, no, this, and we finally get to the end and we're like, that's what I said. That's what I said. It's like we were saying exactly the same thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's hilarious. We do that
Just
all the time.
The male brain version and then the female brain version, and sometimes they don't communicate very well, even though we're saying the same thing. So I think, and then allowing ourselves to have our different personalities
Yes.
and our different strengths. Yeah, and that there are times where it's like, no, I really feel that it should be this, and having that flexibility on her end, say, okay, I'm going to let you take that, and then
Yeah.
vice versa.
We do the same. Yep,
You know,
exactly.
Sue gets to go, no, it really needs to be this way, and I get to go, okay. I'm going to trust you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
awesome. By the way, there is on Alignable a group for partners, businesses in partnerships.
Oh,
okay,
So
cool.
I would love you guys to join that group if
Okay.
you're not in it and share your expertise in that, because
love
it's
that.
all for business owners who are partners, and you guys have a lot to share for people like that, because partnerships are hard and many
Yeah.
end
They
very
can be
badly.
hard.
They can be, yeah.
They don't
hard.
have to be hard, though.
That's right.
I think
That's
you got to set some ground rules, and
You
you
do.
got to honor the
Yes.
individual that you're working with.
And have an exit strategy. That's the thing that I didn't do in another partnership that I had, was you have to assume that something's going to happen, and if either things in your life are going to happen,
Right.
way
Could be
long
a
time ago.
truck, it could be kidneys. I mean, there's just things outside of our
That's
control.
right.
Right.
Yeah, my very first partnership was my very first business when I had a ballroom dance studio. Another dance instructor at Fred Astaire Dance Studio and I went and we got together and opened a business at 22 years old.
Oh, wow.
Well, I was young, and we were young. We started. I had no idea how to start a business, and then I ended up getting married. Well, I was moving away, so I had to. So you need to have the exit strategies that something could happen in your life that will take you away. And make sure you have that down in writing right away. That if I want out, you have the first choice to buy me out, and this is how we're going to
Right.
determine how much that is. So yeah,
I'm not letting him leave.
No. You've got him tied up in a closet.
Oh yeah, sorry, yes, yeah. He's on a shackle right now. He can't get away.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He can't get past this. Oh my gosh. Awesome. So, so your bit of advice for a new business owner? What would that be?
Oh gosh, bit of advice for a new business owner. It's so specific, I think, to each individual, right? Because everybody has their own experiences going into it. But I think the biggest thing is just be flexible. The more behavioral flexibility you can have with situations, and I think for advice, once you're in business for a little while, that I would love to give people, or the okay to give people, is that it's okay to fire clients, and it's okay to say no to clients that you don't want to do business with.
Yes.
Because then you're not moving towards what you want. And I think the most important thing you need to do is always work towards what you want. And sometimes you got to do things that you don't want to do to discover what it is that you do want to do. So that's
exactly.
That's all part of the process.
Can we get a diagram on that one?
Yeah, we can add that later. Oh my gosh. No, that's great advice, because it's all true. And it's an adventure. I mean, owning a business and starting and running a business is an adventure, and it's fun. And as long as you stay positive and you have fun and just know things are going to go wrong, and just like, okay, there's a reason why this is happening.
Exactly.
And then you can, and make sure you have people around you that you can ask questions to. And I love. Did you know guess the average age on Alignable of entrepreneurs? You'll never guess. Average age. There's
16.
over 6 million members
No,
on Alignable.
I think it's older.
Take a guess.
I think it's older. I'm gonna
What do you
say
think?
50.
58,
Oh, wow.
which is how old I am right now.
Congratulations.
And there's over 6 million. So what does that tell you about business owners now on entrepreneurship? I think things have changed a lot. And I think what's happening is a lot of people have jobs, JOBs, right? And they're like, wait a minute, I want to own my own business. It's easier now than ever.
Yes.
And they're starting their new businesses later
in
over
life.
50.
Well, you also
Isn't that
get to the
amazing?
point where you're like, man, I've put my time in. I've been working for the man for how many years, and I want to
Exactly.
do my own thing.
Exactly. And that's awesome. Yeah. So how will they reach you? Give us
Yes.
your website.
So
and all that kind of stuff.
our website is V for virtual, vLiveCast.com. That's the easiest way to find us. We're on
Awesome.
there, and we've got lots of tools and resources and tips and all kinds of good stuff.
Awesome. And you can find Sue on Alignable as well.
Yes.
So you can go and check that out as well. And yeah, thank you guys so much. And I'm so excited. We're going to take this week and go visit some more business owners.
Yes, we
So
are.
thank you guys for doing this. I'm
Thank
so
you.
excited. Okay.
Fun.
Yay!
Have a great day.